Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Okay, so if you've been watching my channel, you know that I've been reviewing a lot of Cold Steel products. I am a huge fan of Cold Steel products. I've been since the late 80s, since I was growing up. I thought Cold Steel was awesome. They did kind of increase their steels for a better quality steel, but a lot of their stuff is still produced overseas. So if you're interested in great quality overseas produced folding knives or pocket knives, swords, axes, whatever, Cold Steel is someone I could highly recommend. Now, I don't get paid for Cold Steel to say that. This is just my opinion. I am an Amazon affiliate, so you're going to see all the affiliate links down below. I'm sorry guys, that's just the way I roll. The other way to support me, if you don't know, I am a knife maker. I don't make folding knives. I only make fixed blade knives. So if you're interested, please go to threeriverblades.com. I'll put the links down below. And also check out the social media content, so Twitter and Instagram and all that other good stuff. So that's my pitch. I'm done pitching. Now we're going to talk about the knives. Now, the Code 4, theoretically, what I believe is a police term, Code 4. I think that means that everything's okay, talking about radio codes. And I think this was geared more towards law enforcement. Now, it doesn't mean you can't own them as long as you are following the rules, the law, and all that good stuff. You can own them. They're excellent, excellent knives. I'm going to get into a little bit of it, the features here. All right, every knife, all three of the Code 4s, you're either going to get the Tanto if you like, or the clip point or the spear point. I'm a big fan of the spear point because I'm an outdoorsman, but if you like the Bowie style, you can get that clip point, or if you're looking for a more tactical use, you can get the Tanto. Now, the first one I did purchase was the spear point, then of course the Bowie, and then this one I got last. I'm not a huge fan of tactical knives, but I can see their place, especially if you're going for a law enforcement type of style there. So satin finish, every single one of these will be hollow grind. It lends itself to great slashing and great cutting ability. All of these are razor sharp out of the box, so I'm trying not to cut myself as I handle this. All the scales will be gunmetal gray. They are 6061 aluminum handle scales. I just want to give you a close-up. And man, does that look good with that satin finish blade. It really, really looks good. You're going to get a stainless steel clip. The clip does come off and you can go from left pocket to right pocket. This is considered a tip up only knife, so you can only carry it tip up. It does have a lanyard hole if you want to put some type of scully beads on there, or a lanyard, or that box stitch thing, whatever everybody always has, or a tassel, just to, you know, tell people it's yours. And the blade length is going to depend on which one you get. I think the spear point is almost the longest, so you're looking at anywhere between 3.5 and 4 inches depending on which knife you get. I think this one is the 4-inch one, and this one maybe, but this one might be a little bit shorter. But it's just the information that I pulled off the internet. Blade length, like I said, the overall length on these knives are going to be 8.5, so the overall length from tip to end. The steels. Now the steels are going to depend on which knife you get, because like I said, Cold Steel is switching to better steels. S35VN is going to be the new steel, but there are some Carpenter Steel CTS XHP knives that are still out there and they're still available. So read the information before you purchase, because this might come out a week later in that new S35VN, and if you are a steel snob and want that steel, you're probably going to have to wait for it. Price range on these, you're looking at $70 to $80, so they're not too cheap, but what you're getting is an outstanding product. It does come with that Triad Lock, so I'm a big fan of that. The Triad Lock might be a little stiff, but once you break it in, man, it's awesome. Okay, I think they said something 200, 300 pounds. They hang a bunch of weights off the back end and they test it, and they do strikes on the back of the knife to make sure that it won't break. Andrew Demko, from what I understand, is the one that created it, and you can see that pin right there. So essentially what it does is it stops all the vibration and all the pounding and abuse that some people do with their knives. I don't. And what it does is the pin takes all the pressure off of the locking bar, so it doesn't get beat up and destroyed and ruin your knife. So really good on that. The one thing that I really, really love about this knife is the fact that it's very, very thin. Now the handle is slightly smaller than some competitive options, and I'll talk about that in a second. But what you're getting is a very, very slim profile 4-inch blade made extremely well, aluminum handles, and a razor sharp knife. This knife is super sharp, and I do have extra large hands, so you can see I wear an extra large glove, and I have no problem wrapping my hand around there. And then again, if I wanted to do a reverse, I have plenty of space. Now, depending on your hand size and depending what you like, the thin profile is what really attracted me to these knives, because there's a lot of things, especially if you carry a gun, or let's say you're carrying extra magazines, or if you have keys in your pocket, that kind of thing, the pocket space is going to get eaten up by really wide knives. But with these knives, you don't have to worry about it because it's slimline. Also, if you're talking about wearing an LBV or some type of tactical gear, that thing kind of just slips right in there. I mean, it's super thin. The blade thickness is only 3.5 mil. So if you look at the scales are, I mean, they gotta be less than a mil. They're so tiny, you know what I'm saying? So it's great because it makes it very, very light. You're looking at 5 ounces per knife. Not really that bad considering that it's mostly a steel construction. So you're looking at, you know, S35 VN, aluminum handle scales, and you're still only getting 5 ounces. That's pretty damn good, in my opinion. Some competitive options. These are always my favorite. The Recon 1, and I'm going to do a video on the Recon 1 as well. Recon 1 is going to be slightly more expensive. You're looking at an extra $10, so you're looking at the $90 range, anywhere from $80 to $90. And these are all retail prices, guys. This is what I find on the internet, and depending on where you're from, and of course what vendor you use, is going to depend on the price. Now, what I like about the Recon 1 is the handle is a little bit thicker. So if you're going to or intend to get into a fight or do use outdoor type of activities, the grippiness on the G10 is probably going to be better, especially in the rain or the snow, than the aluminum scales, because the aluminum scales can be very, very slick. Also, if it gets cold, it might be a little bit cold in your hand, depending on who you are and what you're doing. I also have one here. This is the Tanto Point. Okay, so this is the Tanto. Again, hollow ground, very, very grippy. Triad Lock. It's virtually the same knife, but what they did is they just changed the handle material and, of course, shortened the handle. Okay, I don't know if that's a big deal for you, but I think what they were going with is this is more of an urban carry, and this might be more of an outdoor military carry, if you get my drift. So this is probably more of a law enforcement, and this is more of a soldier's type of knife. Okay, so let's look at that. I got 2 Tantos here. This is the code 4. All right, if I put them on top of one another, let me just check. All right, the Recon 1 is slightly bigger as far as blade. The handle scales, of course, are going to be thicker because they are G10. If you can see that right there. And then the handle itself, let's see if I could match this up, is slightly different. And of course, the handle on the Recon 1 is a little bit bigger. So you're getting a little bit more with the Recon 1, but again, is it really that much of a difference to you depending on who you are? I love the Recon series and I like the Colt 4 specifically because it gives me two different options, and for another $10 it's not really such a big deal, especially to me. So this would be more of, in my opinion, like I said, maybe a gentleman's carry or a very, very thin knife if you are someone that maybe works in a doctor's office or you have to wear suits every day, sorry, not jeans, some types of pantsuit or something like that. It gives you a very thin, lightweight profile. And then of course, if you wanted to go out into the woods, I don't know, maybe slay dragons or zombies, then you would probably go with a Recon 1. Again, just giving you a little bit more of the profile. Let's see if I could put it in the camera so you guys can see a little bit more of the profile. Okay. Excellent, excellent. So you have a couple different options here. I myself, depending on how I am dressing that day, will decide which one gets my pocket time. So I'm a big fan of the Colt 4. I highly recommend them. Again, like I said, if you guys like these videos, please tell me down below. I do have quite a bit of different Cold Steel products, so not just Cold Steel but a bunch of other products. I would say the only critique that I would have on, I don't know if they fixed it, on Cold Steel's thumb studs and even on the Recon 1 is that it's kind of set up for a right-handed person. You can see how the studs over here are for is a little bit longer than on this side. Now I know that there is a flathead screwdriver there that will be able to take that out if you want to flip it over, but I do think that you're going to have to use some type of pliers to hold on to that, because that's going to be slippy and it might, you know, fall out, and now you're modifying your knives. But ideally, if you needed to switch it over and you're a left-handed person, that's something you want to look at. Also on the Recon 1, it's the same thing with the thumb stud. On other models of Cold Steel, I realized that they just use the same size studs on both sides. I wish they would do that with this line. Maybe they will in the future, I don't know, but you know, typically, what is it, like 95% of the world's population are right-handed, so sorry lefties, you know, kind of thing. But if you had a flathead screwdriver and you had some time and patience, you can take it out and flip that thumb stud around. Alright guys, that's pretty much it. Like, subscribe, hit that bell. Let me know what you guys think below if you're interested in me doing a lot of other folding knife review. Like I said, I got a whole bunch of folding knives that I could review. Please go to threeriverblades.com. Check out all the stuff that I have up there. If you're a hunter, if you're law enforcement, if you're someone that ideally likes cutlery, check out my website. I really appreciate it. It helps the channel. Go to threeriverblades.com, and as always guys, thank you very much and stay safe.